I am inside of my Google Drive, and I want to show you how to start creating a new folder. Let's create a new folder. So I'm in Google Drive again, and I'm going to go to the big blue button on the left. I'm going to click New, because I want to make something new. And at the top is New Folder. I think that's the easiest way to help organizing. So I'm going to create a new folder. This is going to be for the 2017-2018 school year. So I'm going to create that folder. Shows up at the top. Files are going to show up at the bottom, miscellaneous little files, and folders are all going to start lining up at the top, however you want to order them. So on the left, you'll see that there's name, or most recently used by me, or last opened by me. I like using name. I like it being alphabetized. No matter what, though, folders will be at the top and files are going to be at the bottom. Now, if I double click on that folder, I'm now inside of it. Or if I'm back here, I can single click and push enter, and that takes me inside of the folder. To move things into here, I can drag and drop, and let's show one of the ways to do that. So I now have another window open. This is in my computer, and I can, let's see, here's a video, trial with audio. I can click and hold, drag that into here. And you see how it says copy just below that little icon with the video? And at the bottom it now says drop files to instantly upload them. I can let go, and it'll show you at the bottom how long it's going to take. And there it is. I now have a video inside of my Google folder. If I want to get rid of this, if I have a regular mouse, I can right click and I can make copies, I can download, I can remove it. If I'm using a Chromebook or a MacBook Air, other things that don't have a regular right click, it is 2 fingers pressing down at one time, and that's essentially the same thing as your right click. Or you can click, single click, however you want to do that, and up at the top you're going to have some options. You can get a shareable link, you can share it, you can preview it, or you can remove it. I'm going to remove this one. One of the things I suggest you do if you're a student or if you are a teacher is inside of whatever year you have, I would then create another folder and say, this is my Algebra 2 folder. This way, if you're a student, you know everything that you do in Algebra 2 is going to be inside of this folder. Or if you're a teacher, everything you're going to do for Algebra is going to be inside of this folder. And then it's up to you how you want to organize from there. I would maybe have another new folder that is, let's say this one's notes that I'm going to type up. And I have another new folder that's going to be homework. There's 2. If you noticed, homework started off on the back side, but because it's alphabetizing, it sends it forward. So let's see my notes. Maybe I have a friend that's absent a lot, or maybe they take better notes than me, or I take better notes than them, but either way I want to share it with them. So I can single click on my notes, or I can right click. There's a couple different options. If I right click, I can go down to share, or if I single click, up at the top I can hit share. I can type in my buddy's name, and I can give them, maybe if I trust them and they're going to help me, I can have editing privileges for them. So they can edit, organize, add, and or they can edit. Or I can get it so they view only, and it'll show like a little eyeball here. They can view and print the files, but that's it. So maybe your friend is really bad at taking notes, or if you're a teacher and you want students to see things, but you don't want them to make changes, you want to make sure that they can view only. That way they can't screw anything up or mess anything up for you. And also, they can't delete it that way. But let's say you trust them, you give them editing privileges. You see the little pencil instead of the eyeball. And you can type in their name. Let's see. This is another one of my accounts here. Oh. You can type in their name with their Gmail account, and now it's going to be shared with them. Depending on what type of domain you are, if you are in maybe a work or a school network, you are typically able to just type in that person's name, and it should find them immediately without having to type in the @gmail.com. Another way to share things is to get a shareable link, and again, you can view, can edit. There are more options where anybody on the internet has public access to it. So that's if maybe you're teaching, you're sharing lesson plans with the world, putting it on a blog or a website. Or anyone with the link can view it. So that would be if you're sharing it with a student or with a peer or with a parent. Or it's off, so only specified people can get to it. And again, you have whether they can edit or change it, or if they can only view it. So there's a lot of different sharing options in there. And if you work with a particular school or particular domain for work, there will have other options there as well. So when I'm a teacher and working in the school, if I'm signed in using that account, it will say only people at that particular school with that particular email are able to either get in, edit, view, comment, all of those options, but just through that school as well. So they have to sign in using their school email account before they're able to view it at all. Okay, so we have now shared a folder. I believe I shared that with myself. If I'm not sure, well, I can click on it, act like I'm going to add somebody new, and it should say here whether or not it's been shared. But because I have the shareable link turned on, it is showing like it's shared. So I'm going to off, done, and when it refreshes, it should no longer be there.